Welcome to day 12 of Trad Tunes at Lunch. And as always, we're coming here to you from County Sligo, the village of Coolani in County Sligo. Hi to Mark, tuning in from West Cork, I believe. And yes, we've come to the end of another week, or we're nearly there. Friday today. And this has been a most enjoyable 11 or 12 days of this trad tune at lunch. So keep sending in your ideas and maybe any themes that you'd like us to look at in the week ahead, next week. Hi to Ken and Stephen tuning in from the USA. Hope you're all well. Howdy from St. Joe. Yes, that's St. Joseph, Missouri, where I was just a few months ago. Back in November, around Thanksgiving, and Mary Conboy from lovely Ballintor, not too far away, about 20 minutes or so, and David Cox from Michigan. Hello again, everybody. And yes, today we're going to stick with the Sligo music. What else? What else would we be talking about? And one of the great collections, recorded collections of field recordings of Sligo musicians that has come out in the last 10 or 15 years has been a collection of CDs from the Coleman Centre in Sligo here in Gurteen, County Sligo, and these recordings were put together primarily by Gregory Daly, a wonderful musician and a great knowledge of the music he has. Also, hi to Catherine, tuning in from Sligo, and Fernanda from Spain, beautiful Spain, from Cáceres, that gorgeous town in Spain where we've been a couple of times. They have a great Irish festival out there, which Fernanda is instrumental in putting together. And my goodness, it's a wonderful celebration of Irish music in Spain. And we've enjoyed it very much. A lot of people from Sligo have been out at that as well, so it's great. Peter Cran is very involved in that as well. So hi to Peter if you're out there. Hope you're keeping well. So I was talking about some of the recordings of field recordings that have been released by the Coleman Centre in Gurteen, and this was the first of them, the Coleman Archive. Volume 1, and these are a collection of, as I said, field recordings is the term you use. Hi Maria from Letterkenny, our lovely neighbours up there in Donegal. Hope the weather is as good as it is here. I'm sure it is. It's very warm today. It feels. I was out for a quick little walk with Samantha and our 7-month-old son Finan, and it felt like the kind of weather we might have in July around the Willie Clancy School. It was putting that kind of thought in my head, and weather has a way of doing that. It's very evocative. But yes, there's been a few of these CDs released now by the Coleman Centre. As I said, Gregory Daly was very instrumental in putting these together, and it just gives a great snapshot of Sligo music. You'll hear some of the very well-known names, and people also who never made commercial recordings, but it's so valuable to have them recorded for posterity and to hear the style and the versions of tunes that they played. Hi to Paul Taff and Francis from Oberursel. Now, I wonder, is that in Germany or Austria? Probably Germany. You might let us know, Francis. And Patrick Kelly as well. That's a great musical name. Patrick Kelly, the wonderful West Clare fiddle player, who actually has a couple of great recordings of Patrick Kelly. He was from Cree in West Clare, and he had a beautiful. Hello from Melbourne. Oh, good man, Patrick. Well, you probably no doubt be familiar with the fiddle playing of Patrick Kelly from West Clare, who had a beautiful style of playing. And one of the famous tunes that he played was the Fox Hunter's Reel, and he tuned the fiddle in E, AE tuning, which some people have learned. James Kelly, that great fiddle player that we were talking about before, he has played that tune a lot as well, that Fox Hunters, with that particular string tuning, and it's a beautiful sound. Francis, yes, Germany. Oh, thank you, Francis. Love the Coleman Centre. So he obviously visited there at one point. Yeah, it's not too far away from here at all. About 20 minutes over the back roads. I was talking about the other day, some of the places that you would pass, Temple House and Bunnadan, and go up past where Martin Wynne was born, just outside Bunnadan, and onwards up in the direction of Killavel, and you'd pass by the old Coleman homestead there, and then on into Gurchin. What a great musical part of the world. Well, today's tune that we're going to look at, Catherine is waiting for the road town, if I ever get to town again. Oh my goodness, yes. Well, it is a little bit like that, isn't it? If we ever get to town again. Well, it'll be exciting when we get there. It's funny, the little mundane things about life when you're absent from them from a while, they take on definitely an extra value. And let us know how you're getting on there. I know there's people tuning in from all different parts of the world, and we're all hearing. We're all living in a similar environment, I suppose. But it'd be interesting to see what sort of things you're doing, or maybe life is a little bit different where you are. Maybe it's you're indoors all the time, or maybe you're not. You're out and about. You might let us know what you're doing and how you're getting on. That would be lovely to hear. And I wish everybody well and a good weekend. The tune that we're going to look at today is called the Steampacket, and Steampacket obviously was a name for the steamboats, the steam ferries that were, common anywhere there was water. So we had plenty of water around Ireland, and the steamboats were a very popular method of transportation, of course, back in the day. But there's a very famous reel called the Steampacket, and it seems to be particularly played on the uilleann pipes, because so many so many uilleann pipers have played this tune over the years. I think the first recording of it was by the one and only Patsy Toohey back in 1919, and ever since there've been a lot of pipers playing this Steampacket tune. Probably one of the pipers that comes to my mind when I think of the tune was the great Johnny Dorn. What an energetic style he had. He was a force of nature on the pipes. He really was. And I definitely think of his recording of the Steampacket. But there have been so many other great pipers that have recorded. And to move away from the pipes and back to the more familiar territory of the fiddle, this tune was also recorded by James Morrison, I think in 1928. So a few years after it was recorded by Patsy Toohey. Hi to Owen over in England, a fantastic player. We met Owen in Tubbercurry at the South Sligo Summer School, and we really enjoyed getting to hear Owen play. Fantastic young fiddler. Good to see Owen. Well, the particular version of the Steampacket that I'm going to play now was partly influenced by a fiddle player from the Sligo area, from the Gurchin area, called Mary Ellen Giblin. And Mary Ellen was, unfortunately, I have never come across recordings of Mary Ellen until I had heard her play on this Coleman archive tape. And seemingly this was a recording that was made of Mary Ellen in 1959 by one of her brothers, Tom, who had come back from America and recorded her playing this tune. And what a great thing it is that Mary Ellen was recorded, because she played a very unusual version of the Steampacket, and it is great to hear, really great to hear. And I'll just maybe read you a little bit from the sleeve notes of the CD about Mary Ellen. And I want to say a big hi to Maeve, and Very sorry to hear about your uncle, Kieran O'Reilly, great fiddle player who lived in Dublin, who sadly passed away there. I think it was 2 days ago. So our sympathies to you, Maeve, and to all the family. Hope you're doing okay. And so we'll go back to Mary Ellen. I have to just find the little piece now in the page. Yes, she was from Gurteen. It says here, and she was one of a number of fine women fiddle players from the area, and these included Peter Horan's mother, Margaret Davy, Mrs. O'Gara, and Annie McHugh. And her brothers James and Tom both played the fiddle, emigrating to America in the 40s. Unfortunately, no recordings can be located of any of the above mentioned people, and we are lucky to have this one of Mary Ellen made in a visit home from America by her brother Tom in 1959, as I said. She was also a fine singer, and she passed away in Manchester in 1972. So if anybody knows any more about Mary Ellen Giblin, from Gurteen originally, a really lovely fiddle player, and great to hear about those women fiddle players from the area as well, and what a pity we don't have more recordings of them. This recording was donated to the Coleman Heritage Centre by Martina McHugh, and when you look through these booklets, big credit to all the people who have donated recordings as well, and because if they didn't have the interest and the foresight to record some of these musicians, we might not be able to hear them today. So we might go back to some more of these recordings over the coming weeks. But I'm going to play the Steampacket Reel, and you'll notice I mentioned that she had a different version of it, and it's particularly in the first part there. Towards the end of the first part, you'll notice that the tune takes a slightly different direction than it normally would. So that's the Steampacket Reel, and for anyone who plays the tune or has heard it, you'll know that the first part of the tune is now. So you have that F, which can be anything from an F natural to somewhere in the middle between F natural and F sharp, or even an F sharp. So that's normally the way that the first part is played, but you'll have noticed there in Mary Ellen Giblin's version, she avoided that F, and she went higher, up to high D. So really lovely twist, and I don't know, I mean, if anybody out there has heard anybody else playing that version, I'd be really interested to hear. Certainly from any musicians that I've heard playing that tune over the years, I've never heard that particular twist on the first part. But maybe it's out there, and maybe you know of somebody who played it, or even better, have a recording of somebody playing that version. And my goodness, what an exciting thing it always is to find a slightly different version of a tune that we've heard a lot of over the years. So that's definitely one of the treasures of dipping into music, of the past, and maybe hearing somebody play a tune in a style or indeed a version in a way that is not familiar to us at all. Easier done maybe in the days when there wasn't so much visibility on what everyone was playing. I mean, nowadays, in some ways, we're more likely to come to a more homogenized way of playing, but people are still so many people out there really interested in digging and finding unique versions of the tune and keeping them alive. So that's a great thing. Hi to Cushla again. She says, hi Samantha. Samantha's watching, yeah, great. She's here in the house with me. Peter, hi to Peter. Oh my gosh, slept in. Sorry, teacher. Oh, well, I'll let you off this time. Once only, with a warning, Peter. But thanks for tuning in. Stephen, Laurie here with a theme idea to visit some of the music that came out of previous hard times, like the Great Depression. Yeah, well, that is a very interesting idea, Laurie. It absolutely is, and it's in some ways interesting and ironic that we look back to that era of the 20s and 30s, so much in Irish music, particularly over in America, but it was a time of real hardship, and I don't know as much as I should about that era, but along with the great music that came out of it, it was a very hard time for people, and ultimately I suppose that affected the recordings, because the heyday of the recording industry definitely went into decline for a number of reasons, but one of them was definitely economic after the Wall Street crash of 1929, I believe. But you would like to think that hopefully the spirit of the roaring 20s will be back. This is only the beginning of the 20s, 2020. We have a few years left yet in this decade, so hopefully the spirit of the roaring 20s will be back with us, and we'll have a lot of fun. So Hugh is tuning in again from Winnipeg. Sun just coming up here. Great tunes at 7 a.m. Well, thanks very much, Hugh, and in lovely Winnipeg there, and hope the weather is nice and warm as it is here. My memories of Winnipeg have mostly been in the autumn or fall or winter, but I'm sure you have the glorious summer days there as well. So I'm going to finish off by playing this tune again, and thank you to all of you for tuning in. And Laurie, thank you for that idea. We'll definitely have a think about that over the weekend. I'll be having the weekend off. Not that this is in any way a difficult thing to be doing, but when I have the 2 days off over the weekend, I'll have a think about that. And any other ideas, just send them in along with your comments there. It's wonderful to hear from you all. And I finish off by playing Steampacket Reel again, and this is a version from Mary Ellen Giblin, a Sligo fiddle player from Gurchin, who lived in Manchester and passed away in 1972. And just to remind everyone, there's a recording of Mary Ellen Giblin playing this tune on the Coleman Archive, Volume 1, and the tune also featured in a tune book of Sligo fiddle tunes that Dahi Gormley and myself put together in the last couple of years. So that tune features in that book as well. We tried to cover as many Sligo fiddle players as we could find recordings of that were no longer with us, and transcribed those tunes and a little bit of history and context of the times as well. Paul Taft says there's a version of the Dublin Reel that Peter Horn used to play where he didn't use the high D, but instead used the open D in the first part. Ah, lovely. Okay, great. I will go back and have another listen to that over the weekend. Owen, the great fiddle player who I mentioned, was at the Tubbercurry, the South Sligo Summer School. Tune idea, maybe Johnny Henry's. Yes, that's a great idea. I will definitely do something more of Johnny's. We talked a little bit about Johnny the other day, but yeah, we'll definitely come back to Johnny next week for sure. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and a musical weekend, and thanks for stimulating me with all these ideas and comments and thoughts, and hope that you're enjoying the tunes. So we'll finish off with the Steampacket, and we'll see you on Monday. Stay well. See you soon.